Hi, this is Zibin from Group 4, and I'll be talking about our project findings and recommendations. We selected 4 factors: market, momentum, volume, and size. We only selected large ETFs, and we require that each ETF must have at least 94 months of available return data. Our ETFs are from Vanguard, iShares, and so on. Here's our selection from SMB, HML, MKT, and the momentum. We do the regression with ETF's returns. We not only regress ETF to its related factor, but also regress them to all 4 factors to get the alpha after all the returns that can be explained are explained. For example, IJR is a size factor ETF. We not only regress ITR's return to SMB factor, but also regress it to other 3 factors. This is a sample result of our regression. Out of 40 ETFs, IJR is the only one has positive and significant alpha. In order to find the best performing ETFs, we have 4 different ranking criteria. They are tracking error, annualized expected return minus expense ratio, beta to expense ratio, and annualized Sharpe ratio. Defining performance reviewer, we have result for each ETF under 4 different criteria. In each criteria, champion got 3 points, second place got 2 points, and third place got 1 point. We summed up the scores and selected 2 ETFs with highest total score for each factor. If IJR is a champion for each criteria, it scores 12 points. Defining function ranker, we have the score for each ETF. For the ETF has the same score, we pick the one with higher Sharpe ratio. Eventually, we choose these 8 ETFs. Now we are going to create MVE portfolio with 8 ETFs selected. We also create MVE portfolio with 4 factors. Then we compare 2 MVE portfolios in terms of risk-adjusted performance. MVE optimization normally requires at least 20 years of data, but most of the returns data we have starts after 2010 or 2011. The lack of data makes it hard to implement MVE optimization, but we find a way to solve this. We can use the APT model to find it. We want to find the IJR's return in January 1990, and we do not have it. Suppose IJR has 1 factor loading for each factor, and the return for these factors in January 1990 are 10, 5, 4, and 3%, and RF is 1%. According to the APT model, the expected return for IJR in 1990 January is 23%. By doing this, we can calculate return in each month as long as the factor returns exist. We have 2 assumptions here. First, alpha and expense ratio cancel each other out, so we only consider betas. Second, factor loadings of each ETF never change. For return before 2011, we use APT model to calculate expected returns as proxy for historical returns. For return after 2011, we use the real returns we gathered. Now we have returns of ETFs from 1927 to 2018. We build up ETF's MVE portfolio along with factors MVE portfolio. The result shows that they have similar Sharpe ratios and efficient frontiers. Then we regress the ETF's MVE portfolio return on factors. We see a positive significant alpha of 0.96% per year. Since our return prior to 2011 are calculated with APT theory, they can be perfectly explained by these factors. This alpha must come from the true return after 2011 from data we gathered. Since ETFs should be built up for tracking factors, there must be some factors other than market, momentum, size, and volume that bring our portfolio a positive alpha. From our result, among the 4 factors, market is the cheapest to implement according to average beta to expense ratio. In sum, we selected 40 ETFs with high quality return data. We regressed their returns to factors and only 1 ETF earns a positive significant alpha. We implemented 4 criteria in selecting ETFs and finally chose 8 from them. We only have their returns after 2010, so we projected their return from 1927 to 2010 with APT model and historical factor returns. We built MVE portfolio with the 8 ETFs, and this MVE portfolio earns a positive significant alpha. We also built MVE portfolio with the 4 factors. The risk-adjusted performance of these 2 portfolios are very similar. This is our portfolio recommendation. And here's the factor loadings of our portfolio. Thank you.